Hi friends, how is that knit stitch going for you? My name is Diane and this is my pink bathtub. If you are continuing your knitting journey with me, we are now going to learn the purl stitch. And if you're new, welcome. The last two videos consist of casting on and the knit stitch, so if you want to learn about that, please take a look at them. When we last met, we did knitting on both sides of our work. And it created this similar on both sides garter stitch pattern. Now we're going to learn the purling. And once you learn purling, friends, the world is your oyster. So we're going to keep our live stitches on our left needle, and our right needle is our working needle. And let's do a purl stitch. So with knitting, we put our needle in the front of the stitch and go towards the back of the work, but the purl stitch happens at the front of our needle. So we're going to take our needle, stick it in the front of our stitch, wrap it around with the yarn, put the needle to the back of the stitch, and pull it off. In the front of the stitch, wrap it around the yarn, put it to the back of the stitch, and pull it off. When I was first learning knitting steps, I found the purl to be far easier than the knit stitch, but that's just me. What do you think? And on the last tutorial, we kind of had a little dark saying on how we remember the knit stitch, which is stab it, strangle it, throw it off the cliff. I don't know one for the purl stitch, so what do you think it should be? It could still be stab it, strangle it, bury it. I'm not sure. If you can come up with a good solution for the true crime version of the purl stitch, please leave me a comment below. So the needle is going in the front of the stitch, you're wrapping the needle, you're bringing the needle to the back of the stitch, and you're taking it off. Are you finding this easier than the knit stitch? And remember, friends, we want to count our stitches to make sure we still have 12. 2, 5, 10, 12. When we turn it, you'll notice that we have the V's, which is what happens on the back of a purl side. So this is the purl side, and this is the back of the purl side, which is also, if you just have V's on one side and purling on the other side, stockinette stitch. So let's just do another row of the purling, and then let's do a couple rows of knitting and knitting purling combo to show you a little bit more of the stockinette stitch. So back to the purling, we're taking our needle, sticking it in the front, wrapping the stitch, back and off, front, wrap, back and off. Whatever little mantra that you need to say in your head to make this easier for you, please do so. And how is your gauge going there? Can you get your needle through your stitches? Is it getting to be a little too tight for you? This is something that just comes with time, but it is very common for new knitters to knit and have their stitches incredibly tight on their needles. So this is the purls, and if we turn it over, those are the V's. So let's say we want to do some stockinette. We're going to knit this row now. Stab it, strangle it, throw it off the cliff. needle in the front, wrap it, back to the front, and off, sorry. Needle from the front to the back, I should have said. Wrap it, bring the needle to the front and off. The next thing we're going to learn after we practice this, I think I'm going to do the casting off to show you how to do that. If you want to do just a regular square or practice and make it really long and make a scarf so you know how to cast it off. And then we're going to learn ribbing. And then we're going to learn increases and decreases. So those two V's is the knitting. The bumps is the purling. Let's do some more purling. This needle, we're putting it in the front of the stitch, wrapping the needle, putting the needle to the back and off. Nobody ever really taught me when I was learning about what the fabric looks like when you knit and purl. So that's kind of why I'm maybe going into a little more detail than I should with you, because I feel like it's a very important step for knitters to learn. The more comfortable you get looking at your stitches, the easier it will be going forward for you. So these are purl stitches. The V's are knit stitches. So the front of the work on a stockinette is V for the knitting side and the bumps for the purling side. And this is actually laying quite nicely flat, so there you go. So next up, we're going to do casting off, also known as binding off, when you want to take the stitches off your work and finish your project. And then we're going to learn some other things. So stay tuned. But in the meantime, practice, practice, practice. You're doing a great job. See you soon. Bye.